Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back. Brendan again here doing some commentary from my deadlift day last week. I feel like I'm on that Matt August time because I'm about a week behind in putting out these videos to catch up with the footage. Now on this particular day, this is the third phase of the program that I'm designing. As part of that, it's supposed to really kind of test some of your strengths on the strength day. Now I say that hesitantly only because this program that I'm crafting is really built around 4 different lifting days, that being bench press, squat, deadlift, and overhead press, as well as 3 types of lifts for those. So strength, speed, and reps. Or at least that's what I have in my mind. The problem is getting here towards the end when I want to start testing the strength, because I just spent the last, 10, 11, 12 weeks building it. Working the speed work in has been a little tough. So for this particular day, what I wanted to do was 10 singles of 405 for speed. But as part of that, because this isn't necessarily a very heavy percentage, because you shouldn't be doing that with your speed work. If you are, you're doing it wrong, or that might be why things are moving a little bit slow. And this isn't like a first date. We don't want things to move slow. We want it to move very fast. We want to dine and dash. For you younger kids out there, this is the equivalent of, I guess, what Tinder is. I wouldn't know because I'm too old, but I've heard a lot about it. So for this particular speed work I'm doing, what I'm just going to do is just do my rep, turn around, walk it out. In some case, you see me trying to loosen my groin, my legs, whatever. Then I just walk back up and pull again. And for this also, I am not using a belt just because, again, the percentage isn't overly heavy and the reps themselves aren't overly high. So if I was doing this weight for multiple reps in a given set, I might strap a belt on, but because they're just singles and I just really want to work with speed here, not doing it. Now, you'll also see here that I'm wearing some new shoes, and they are pretty fucking fugly. In fact, they almost are the same color as my pasty white skin. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing that they match my skin color. I don't think I can say that often about the shoes that I wear. These are like a sand color and green laces. I got these on sale. These were very cheap, first of all, because no one wants this color. And secondly, as you guys know, and I posted about, Reebok had a huge Black Friday sale. So these were very, very inexpensive. We're talking like $35 or something like that. So not bad at all. However, they are probably the most comfortable lifting shoes I have. In fact, between these and the low tops, I do prefer the low tops better, but they're probably my favorite shoes to wear in the gym just because they are that comfortable and they are very low. And I feel like they're a lot more stable than Chuck Taylor's. In fact, so stable that I've done a video review on them. So if you're interested, I will link that in the description box as well. So getting back to the programming talk, I know a lot of you guys have asked when I am coming out with this, my own version of the program. I've talked about it several times. It's not going to be anytime soon, only because this is still the first actual run-through I've done of it. And as I just mentioned, there's a lot of things I want to work out. So sometimes when you put stuff on paper, or in theory, it sounds pretty good, but when you actually get into the gym and start messing with it, it doesn't really seem that way. So I think I'm going to change this going forward just because 10 singles isn't necessarily fun. This was pretty dumb in my opinion. Now, it was still taxing on me eventually once we started getting towards that 10th rep, again with no rest in between really, but something going forward that I'm going to want to look into changing. So I'd ideally like to run this program through 2 or 3 times, only because each time I go through, I'm sure there are going to be revisions I want to make. I don't want to just release what I have now only to have people jump on it and for me a couple weeks later to change it up or release something different and you guys be like, oh crap, I just wasted the last couple of weeks. So that is why, and truth be told, it's not going to be anything amazing. This is just really what works for me. So if you've seen my full program, which is also, go ahead and link that in the description box below. These are just things that I have found have worked really well for me, and that's what this program is really about, both from my own personal experience and also implementing things that I've wanted to try based off of what I see some of my other favorite channels doing. So after we did those 10 singles, what I decided to do was do a couple of sets of some sumo pulling, which is something I haven't done in a very long time. So this isn't going to be very pretty, but I just wanted to work on it a little bit as an accessory work today, only because, like I said, I haven't done it in a long time, and I figure if I get better at this, then it'll also transition over more to my conventional pulls, because when I pulled my heaviest conventional pull ever, it was when I was doing a lot of sumos as an accessory exercise. So this is something I wanted to work on, just using a double overhand grip here as well. Didn't want to film the rest of the sets only because I'm not very happy with how this looks, and to be honest, I don't really care. I don't really like to film a lot of sets besides the main compound for the particular day. So I then moved on to some back squats. Now for this, just 225, and this is something I've been trying to implement just to get my frequency of squatting up after my deads, to do a couple of sets of squats. In this particular case, not going too heavy, but I'm also really, again, playing with my flat shoes. I'm going to switch them back and forth between these as well as my ollie shoes. And you can see some of that ankle collapsing in that I talked about a little bit in my previous video, but what you can see here is it's not as bad, I don't think. And one of the reasons why is I think I get really warmed up from deadlifting. In fact, I think my mobility overall and my form is a little better after having done a lot of deadlifts. And in the last video where I showed a lot of ankle collapsing, I actually didn't do any mobility work whatsoever. Oops, my bad. So there you go. If you want more information, you can follow me in Fracture. That's also linked in the description box below. In the meantime, as always, thanks for watching and stay big.